paper 2 question 4, I think realistically, once you've actually done the groundwork on paper 1 question 4, then what you'll notice is that this question really has very, very similar skills. But this time there are 2 texts to deal with, which adds in additional challenge, and we do have to think about the AO3 element of comparison. Again, if you look first of all at the mark scheme and at the bullet points in the task, the same principles are there that we saw in paper 1 question 4, our what element and our how element. However, I think the core difference here is perhaps the level of challenge in terms of dealing with those 2 quite weighty texts. And the question here, quite different in that it's asking about the writer's views and perspectives. So just to be clear on that, whereas in paper 1 question 4, the candidate was being asked about their own impressions of, say, a character or a place or an idea in the prose fiction. Here they're actually being asked about the writer's view or impression or perspective, attitude perhaps, or their feelings towards a topical situation, a particular idea, a particular place perhaps. So in essence this time, rather than standing outside the text and looking in, students are actually being asked to stand inside the text, inside the shoes of the writer and look out. So there is quite a challenge there. To alleviate that within the textbook, we've aimed to stick to that very, very clear methodology that we've built up through the course. We know that this works, and I'm using this every day with my own students, and I can see the progress that they're making once they have clarity on that method. So to address the what element, we use our tried and tested AO1 method, our SQI method to address the what, and to address the AO2 element, the how element, we're using that same method of identify, exemplify, comment. So in other words then, we actually build a kind of a recipe for our students to create a question 4 manageable in the time frame of the exam, which as we know is tight.